is Fox News First.
All right, we're getting into that back-to-school mode. You know, the kids are always hungry, and they need healthy stuff to feed them. And we've got Heather Stoufer here this morning to help us out with that. You and I have kids that are similar ages, and you've come up with this. This is mom-made bites or mom-made foods. And I guess let me start by asking, what inspired you to come up with this idea?
Well, yeah, Ernie, our kids are exactly the same age, so you can appreciate how hard it is feeding your kids day in, day out. You're busy. I'm busy. As a working mom, I went to the grocery store looking for products that I felt good about feeding my kids when I was in a pinch for something convenient, and found nothing.
Yeah.
Loaded with preservatives, food colorings, nothing organic, just nothing. And so I set off on this journey 7 years ago and launched the company at a local farmer's market. We're based outside of D.C.
Right.
And here we are now today, 7 years later, and we're in thousands of grocery stores nationally, located in the freezer aisle. And we make products that are all geared towards making families' lives easier when it comes to dinner time.
And you brought some of them here today. These are the meatball offerings, turkey and beef and cheese meatball bites, chicken and apple meatball bites, and you've turned them into kebabs. So these are some ideas, some easy things that you could even get the kids involved with.
Yeah, this is a recipe that my kids are 3 and 8, they both love to help make, and I challenge them to put as many colors as they can. And they're competitive, right? Which kids aren't
mine
competitive.
Are too, yeah.
So they like to make their rainbow kebab, and before they know it, they've got an extremely healthy meal. Yeah. And here today I've got cherry tomatoes, I've got yellow peppers, orange peppers, green peppers, I've got some cheddar cheese, and then I have these are our turkey meatballs.
Right. And
literally it took 2 minutes to heat the turkey meatballs. It took 10 minutes to chop the veggies, and we've got a beautiful kebab that you could dip with a barbecue sauce or a ranch sauce and serve it with rice.
And they don't even know they're eating healthy.
And they don't know they're eating healthy, and it takes you less than 15 minutes to make this meal. And it's fun for the kids to eat, too. They can eat it, on a stick, or they can pull it off and put it on their plate and eat it with some rice. But super easy, super healthy, and as we're all going back to school, I know your private schools have started here already, and it is a busy time.
It is, really. It really is. And I wanted to ask you something about reading labels, because that's something that can intimidate me sometimes, and I get that's part of the reason you got started with all this, because I think it's difficult sometimes to realize what do you look for, what do you not want to look for when you're reading a nutritional label. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's hard to keep up with. Gosh, what are we looking out for? So on meats, one thing to look for that is very important is raised without antibiotics.
Okay.
None of us need extra antibiotics. When we do need antibiotics, we need them to work, right? But we don't need extra antibiotics. 80% of the antibiotics in the U.S. are used on livestock.
Okay.
Livestock is just loaded with antibiotics these days.
And they don't advertise that on the box.
Makes them ineffective when we need them, not to mention there's other implications as well. But so meat, look for antibiotic free. Look for low sodium. Look for, I always say, this is our ingredient panel. So
I can read that, actually.
You can read it.
I can pronounce those things.
You can read it. It's easy. It's short.
Right.
None of them are unfamiliar.
Yeah.
That's always just a good litmus test.
That is a good sign.
Without being scientific.
Right.
Do I know what these are? If you don't know what they are, they're likely to be a preservative or a food coloring. Also look for the organic label. The organic seal means that everything in the product is organic.
Right.
And so it keeps you away from artificial junk, artificial preservatives and...
So some simple reminders, just things to keep in touch or keep in mind. You mentioned too your products are available locally here, Super Target, Whole Foods, Central Market, places like that in the frozen section. If you'd like more information, her website is mommadefoods.com. you can find out more about her entire line and more of the things that we talked about here. But it's great stuff to know, especially for us parents out there. And thanks for stopping by here today.
Thank you so much.
Very
really
good.
a pleasure.
MomMadeFoods.com. You want to check that out and learn more about Heather and her stuff. All right, we'll step aside. 7:22 now. Might have some rain today. Might need to change your plans in terms of being outside. Sean's going to tell us where that could fall and how hot it's going to be today. He's live at IHOP when we come back.